Paul, yes. Just looking at this U.S. Immigration law naturalization, yes. On November 29th of 1990. Oh, it has certain requirements, yes. Now, I was able to watch the news, and supposedly there's 7,000 individuals trying to walk into the United States. Why don't you hand them the actual requirements to become a United States citizen? Ooh. Now, from what I've heard, yes, they're from Central American nations. Yeah. Could you get me their militaries? Because this whole concept of just walking into another nation because of the large number of individuals. Yes. We have immigration and naturalization laws that if you have a legitimate need to become a United States citizen, you can apply. Oh, now I had been looking at some very large-breasted Hispanic women. Yes, and they may or may not have relatives that are legal immigrants because they didn't apply for naturalization. Pooch. But my thought was that for all of those that are here in the United States that don't have the legal right to be here, I would have the GED available to them that under the age of 40, yes, you could do it in English, and over the age of 40, you could do it in your native language. Yes. Now, once you get that GED, yes, you could get financial aid. You could get a college education. Yes. Or a PhD. You could become a doctor. But for the big caravan of individuals from Central America, pooh. I know I'm not the president, okay? Why don't you get me all the presidents and those that were in executive administrations of the United States that are sworn oaths, civil servants, or senior executive service? Yes. They're getting sued. Pouch! Now, for every individual that thought they'd just walk right in and there seems to be this big problem, and the president was taking credit for the actual economy of the United States, I think we should get in the hands of all those militaries, yes, from Guatemala, Peru, Costa Rica, Mexico, the actual documentation to be able to enter the United States of America, and then we'll just hand it out to them. We'll print it off. Yes, the application. Now, when you walk through that caravan of individuals that thought they'd walk in because of how many there are, yes, why don't we hand off, yes, to each and every nation of the world the actual requirements to be able to immigrate to the United States of America, and then when you get to the border, yes, you'll have all the necessary documentation, and then you can hand that to the Border Patrol and you can walk back to wherever the fuck you're from. Now, we don't want caravans of individuals from other nations deciding they're going to walk into the United States. Yes. And we don't want other nations having the responsibility to house them. Pooh. So let's print off, 10 to 20,000 copies of the actual application to be able to immigrate to the United States and become naturalized. I know I might run for president at some point, but I'm doing a little intelligence today. Huge. So just call the Mexican government their intelligence agency. Yes. And, overnight, yes, we'll pay for the actual cost of printing off the applications for immigration. Yes, we will. And just walk through all of them and say, well, here you go, just apply, and pooch, we'll get back to you as soon as we process your application. Now, for all of those from other nations that thought they'd walk into the United States because of how good the economy is, we have approximately 11 million illegals in the United States already. Yes. I don't think we have room for any more of them without the actual application. Yes. So let's go ahead, pooch, and overnight, yes, the application for immigration and naturalization to the United States of America and for every illegal individual in the United States. I wanted you to know that we had this real brainstorm a couple years ago. I'm thinking that you can all get educated so that you can all get degrees in higher education, master's degrees and doctorates. We don't like a stupid nation, and the problem is this these jerk offs that thought they had their own intelligence agencies. We're going to have to do something about this instead of just jawing. So let's get the applications for all of those that want to be naturalized citizens, and let's overnight them to the other nations. And every time you decide to start another caravan, we'll hand out the application.